Welcome back, folks. This is Steve with Refined Nature of Santa Fe. We're going to show you how we restored this weather-beaten outdoors table and gave it new life with a simple little flood coat. Stay tuned. So we had this outdoor table sitting outside getting hit and abused by the sun for about 3 years. Don't get me wrong. It was in better shape than I thought it would have been in. I thought the epoxy would have really yellowed and that it would have been in way worse shape than what it really was. But we just couldn't stand looking at it anymore the way it was. So we went ahead, we took off the legs, we sanded it with 40 grit initially. Then we flipped it over and we went ahead and hit it with some 60 grit just to kind of smoothen it all out. Remember, at this phase, we're hitting nothing but epoxy. There are some little areas though where the epoxy kind of faded off and there was a little bit of wood exposed. So we kept in mind to be careful in those areas. We made sure to get all 4 sides of the table as well, just to make sure everything's cohesive. Then we went ahead and we hit it with some 80 grit, some 120 grit, and we finished off with 220 grit. That way we kept the surface simple and smooth and sleek. That way there was no ridges or extra bumps. Most importantly, we wanted to ensure that it was going to be a smooth pouring surface when we took it in for the flood coat. Then we hit it with some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure we got all the excess dust off of there that the blower didn't take off. You wouldn't want that to be seen in the flood coat. We mixed up some good old Upstart epoxy tabletop resin, which is really awesome, and it's a super epoxy for protecting, especially in the outdoor environment. It's got a really good base of UV protection. That's really important if you're going to be using your piece outside, because the sun and the elements will really lay into it. But if you have it totally secured, totally covered, you don't got to worry about it. And it's protected UV-wise, so that's a plus in all situations. We went ahead and we patted on this little flood coat here, making sure that everything was going to level out evenly, just like we wanted. We went ahead and took off any surface tension areas, any dust, any debris that may have gotten on there. And it's always important whenever you're doing a little flood coat like this is to look at your table in a lot of different angles. That way you really can see if there's any particles in there, if there's any little hairs, just any little debris that could arise either from the torch or from the wind of the heat gun. So you always want to make sure and check all the little angles out, especially against the light, so you can see any and everything that you have in there. Hopefully there's not a lot though. Then we went ahead and we took it outside and we hit it with 40 grit sandpaper. We wanted to get all the little excess drip bubbles off. That's super important, especially when you're moving it around or filling the underside of it. Nobody wants to fill these awful little bubbles just standing there. And they get kind of hard and gnarly sometimes too, so it's just always a good idea to sand them off and make that bottom clean and presentable always. Then we went ahead and got our legs, got our bolts in place, popped them all back on, tightened them snug, and we were ready to see the reveal of this beautiful outdoor table. It's really fun to work with old wood like this. We got this wood from a barnyard door that had been sitting stagnant for years. And look at what we did with it, folks. We turned it into a functional, fully operational piece and something to really be in awe about. So if you want to make your neighbors or your friends envious, look around for some old wood and make your own awesome piece. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and ask us any questions you might have in the comments section. Once again, this is Steve with Refined Nature of Santa Fe, and happy pouring, folks.